Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are having, well, actually, it's afternoon now, depending on where you're at. But here in Lexington, we are at 4 o'clock here and Monday morning. I know it's been a crazy weekend for some people out there. I think everyone's trying to maybe relax a little bit coming off of that Memorial Day weekend. We had a real long weekend last weekend. So I'm just now catching my breath. My wife was at a conference, and now we're both just kind of trying to get settled back in as we start the week off. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're going to jump right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you know anyone who needs help selling their next home or buying their next home, guys, got to give us a quick call. Let me know that's going on, and we'll do everything we can to help them out. Okay, jumping into it. News and updates from our side. We had a YouTube client close on their home this past weekend, which was fantastic. It was a little bit of a rocky one just because we had to help sell their home in New York. They're moving here to Kentucky, and some things happened. We actually had to go off a deal and then come on to a new deal. It was just a little bit hectic, but we were able to find them a home. They're very, very excited. Their kids are very excited, and I'm excited to see what happens for them here in the future. So keep it moving. Let's keep it rolling. I know everyone's kind of busy right now. So current interest rates for a 30-year loan are at 7.08%. That's a little bit down. Last week it was about 7.19. So dropped a significant portion. I know 0.8% doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're talking about 30 years, that could be quite a bit of money. We're expecting the trend to potentially continue to go down. So if you're thinking about purchasing that next home, keep an eye out. That might drop into the sixes. Now, if you're doing a 20-year loan or a 15-year loan, you are in the 6.8, 6.7 range easily on interest rates. If you're confused about interest rates, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. Someone made a comment earlier about my shirt, guys. It's summer. I'm in summer mode. I don't know about the rest of you. The weather is beautiful all week. It's going to be in the 80s and low 90s and sunny. And so I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys get outside and enjoy it yourself. Let's talk about closings this past week. We're at 52. The week before we were at 79. So a little bit of a drop. Maybe the weekend, maybe the Memorial Day weekend slowed that down just a little bit. Maybe people pushed them back to this week. I don't know. We'll see how the numbers fall out here as we, get going again here in June. It's still very, very hot in most areas. Now, Georgetown, we had 11 closings. Here for sales as an example, there was 2 last week. There was 5 the week before. Same thing with Winchester. You had 6 and 11 the week before. So I'm really going to blame Memorial Day weekend on the closings. I won't be shocked if a lot of people try to move it up, push it back. So I won't be shocked if we see a little bit more closings this week. But Paris, this is about average. Nicholasville actually had a few more closings than the week before, which that's very, very good. Richmond, roughly the same as the week before. Same thing with Frankfort, roughly the same closings the week before. So we're still being very, very consistent with the type of closings that we're having and the amount of closings. So homes that were under contract. So basically these are homes that are on the market. Someone came, put an offer in, sellers accepted it. So Lexington had 60, which that's fantastic, especially since we, closed 52. We added, some 60 homes under contract. So what the next list that we'll see is active properties, and we did not replace the amount of homes that went under contract in Lexington. Just to kind of give you guys a heads up, Georgetown homes under contract, you had 13. It's about average. A lot of these are going to be about average. So for sales, it had about 7. Winchester, a little bit of a bump, which that's okay. They're usually in that 5 to 10 range. And Paris, same thing. It's always about 1 home a week, 2 homes a week. I think 1 week about a month ago there was 5, and that was a fast month for Paris, Kentucky. So if you're living in Paris and you're thinking about moving, listing your home, we're probably going to sell your home relatively quick because there's not that many homes out there on the market in Paris, Kentucky. Nicholasville, they took a little bit of a back step at only getting 7 homes under contract when you had 15 the week before. Same thing with Richmond. Richmond kind of slowed down a little bit, but again, we're probably looking at Memorial Day numbers. Okay, don't be surprised if this next week when we look at the numbers that they take a jump. So don't be too shocked by that. Frankfurt, you got 5. So like I'm just being honest with you. So same thing with active listings. You know, they had 60 homes go under contract. Lexington, we only added 37. Usually we are replacing what we get off the market. So whatever goes off the market, we replace the next week with homes. So just kind of understand that that's again, we're looking at Memorial Day numbers. The fact that we're at 217 though is very, very good. For the longest time, for a while now, we've been in the 190s. I think I saw it one week in the 180s, and that is very, very low inventory for Lexington. Usually they are between 225 and 250. So that's just the average. And we're technically in the hot market where people are selling their homes, people are buying homes. So to see it still in the 217 range, that still stinks for a lot of the realtors here in the area. And Georgetown, you had 7 new homes, 207 total. They've got a bunch of homes up in Georgetown. For sales, only 32. Again, that's about average. Winchester, same thing, 63. That's actually a good size for Winchester for amount of properties to be on the market. Paris, only 24. Yep, that's about average. Nicholasville can be between 85 and 100. Usually that's a good number for them. And I think how many homes went under contract for Nicholasville? We had, where's my number? 7. And so we added 10. That's huge. That's really, really huge. That's great, actually. And then Richmond 14, total active 90. Usually they're in the 115 range. So even Richmond's got some small numbers on active properties. 64 in Frankfurt, 15 new properties though in Frankfurt. That's real big numbers. Okay, let's talk about how long that the home sold did it take for them to sell on average. So Lexington, 17 days, 2.5 weeks. Those homes they're gone. So Georgetown has been very, very slow. 63 days for the homes that sold. For sales, very fast. 5. Winchester, just under 2 weeks, which that's great. Paris, this was a shocker. 2 days. That was the average for the 2 homes that sold. Each only took 2 days to sell, which that's really, really impressive. Nicholasville 16, so just again over 2 weeks. Richmond coming in at 77 days. Not sure what happened with those homes. Now, I will say that's probably the one question I get all the time from people. Why isn't this home selling? Why is that home selling? It's all about price. That's it. So if you're thinking about selling your home, you've got to realize that if you're not getting serious movement, people are coming in and looking at your house, and if you don't have an offer within a week, your house is probably too expensive. I mean, that's just it. I mean, you it's hard to look around and see all these other homes selling in 4, 5, 6 days. Lexington, selling quick. It's all about where you're priced at. Even the fixer uppers, as long as they're priced right, the homes that need almost a complete remodel, as long as they're priced right, they will sell within 48 hours. They will, but you have to be willing to work with your realtor and talk about what is the home worth. Okay. Former broker of mine once famously told me, your house is worth what somebody is willing to pay for it. That's what your house is worth. And that's the whole point when we have these listing appointments and we talk about what is your house worth. This is what we think someone will buy your home for in the current market. Okay. You've got to take out the sentimental value of your home. Your home is going to be special to somebody, but not right now. I mean, because if they don't get it, they're moving on and they're going to go look at another house, and then that house will be the special house. So, as a seller, you got to think about things like that. The average sold price for the closed homes, this is actually a great range between 380 to 410. I mean, that's the Lexington market. If you're looking for a good home, doesn't need a ton of work, good school district, that's your price range that you're looking at. That's it, without a doubt. And so just be prepared for that. If you're on the outside looking in of the Lexington world, where what was it going to cost me to get into a decent area? Anywhere between, anything over 300, you're working your way towards it. 385 to 410, I mean, you're there. I mean, so just to kind of give you an idea. Now, Georgetown, usually, I mean, if you're over 300, you're in a good area easily. You're 350, you're in a great area. So the fact that these a few homes that sold are almost $500,000 worth, woohoo, good for them is all I got to say. So for sales, 322, Winchester 197, week before 250. Winchester, Kentucky, ladies and gentlemen, if you're over 200, we will find you a good home. We'll easily find you a good home in a good spot. Paris 345. There was only two properties. One was like $500,000 and the other one was like 185. So that's where your average comes in on the Paris, Kentucky. And Nicholasville, I'm not too shocked by this. Nicholasville's got tons of great horse country, good farmland. So one or two of those properties sell, it's going to throw that number up just a little bit. Richmond, Kentucky, this is another great average for this area. Between 275, 300, 315, we're going to find you a good home. 100%. Frankfurt, 225, fantastic. Now let's look at the sold to list ratio. So again, for those of you who don't know, sold to list ratio is what did you list your house for versus what you sold it for. So at 99%, if you listed it at $300,000, that means someone paid 290, 295 for it. So you're right at the 99% mark. So Georgetown, 98% for sales, 97%. Winchester was a little lower this week. Winchester was 94%. Paris, 100%. Nicholasville, 99%. Richmond, 97. And Frankfurt, 97. So the week before, ladies and gentlemen, it was like straight 100s. There was every single area sold their home for exactly what they were looking for. And again, maybe we're seeing a little bit of a slow time just because these are numbers about last week, going into last week. So we're talking about Memorial Day weekend. We've got, all those things going on. So just kind of remember all these different factors that kind of play into this. And there's not a lot of closings that are going on the weekend. So again, we're talking about Monday through Friday numbers, and most people are probably checked out by Thursday for Memorial Day, if we're being honest with each other. So let's ask the important questions. Is it time to sell? Well, this is the best time of the year to sell. They always said April was kind of the starting point of the hot streak, and we're now into it. We're in June. And so the weather's gorgeous. The weather's beautiful out here. And as you can see, most people are getting 99, 100% of what they're listing it for. And if your house is in the neighborhood everyone wants to be in, it will sell. And if you're in the ballpark of the market, I'll be shocked if you're not getting multiple offers within a day. We're going to go check out a house. It was listed on Friday morning. Couldn't get my client to go out till like Saturday morning. We were on our way, and I got the call from the agent saying they had an offer on the table and they accepted it. So when it's like that, you're going to sell your house for more than probably what you wanted to sell for. So just be ready for that. And kind of going off the buyer side, is it time to buy? If you're worried about the interest rate, ladies and gentlemen, the interest rates go up and down all the time, depending on what's going on with the market. Usually you won't see a dramatic change until there's a new election cycle. We're in 2023 right now. We still got another year before the next election cycle. So just kind of understand that, it's going to fluctuate. You can always refinance. You can always refinance your loan after, paying it off. If you get it right now at 7% and it drops down to 5%, there you go, refinance. And then you can, save yourself some money that way. And like I said, even if this first home isn't it's your starter home, it's not your dream home, that's fine. That's how investment works. We get you into the home, build up your equity. 5 years from now, when you're ready to really make that down payment on the next home, we sell that home. It goes towards your dream home. Now we've got you where you want to be, but you cannot do that while you rent. Okay. Just remember that. That's why real estate is an investment and it pays off in the long run eventually, but it only starts paying off when you get going. So we've got to get you going in any way, shape, or form. There are loans out there, ladies and gentlemen, that do not require huge down payments. So if that's your biggest concern, that's your biggest worry, don't worry about that. we can help you get through that and get by that. We work with multiple mortgage groups that are fantastic at their jobs. And if anything, we can get you on that path. If it takes you one more year just to rent and save and do what you're supposed to do and be, disciplined, then we can get you out there. Fantastic. I've helped people that way. We looked at their finances and say, listen, you're not in a good spot right now financially. Let's set the goal for this. Let's revisit. Make sure you're on track. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, saving your money, making sure your credit's getting good, because then we're going to requalify you and we're going to, get you a loan that's going to get you in the house that you really want to be in. But again, we've just got to get that first step going. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to talk too much. I haven't seen any chats come through today, which that's okay. And I know it's Monday. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I don't know what the weather's like the rest of the country, but I just know it's going to be gorgeous here in Lexington, Kentucky. So, you guys get out, enjoy yourself. I'm going to enjoy myself and maybe start working on some dinner here soon. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you know anybody that needs help, knows anyone that needs help in real estate, if you need help in real estate, please don't hesitate to reach out. You guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.